The acting awards, not terribly competitive, save one category, and we'll get to that momentarily. Best actor seems like a lock, a runaway for Colin Firth. Am I wrong?
I would agree. And a lot of that is because A, he's great and hugely versatile and can do everything from, you know, comedy and Bridget Jones movies to he was amazing in A Single Man last year when he was nominated last year. He should have won last year. There's a lot of sentiment, I think, in that regard. It's time.
Yeah, it's time. He put in a great performance. He's going to walk with it. We should just give it to him now.
Why is it time? I mean, I think he should win, but why is it time for a guy like Colin Firth? I mean, it was time for Jeff Bridges.
Because the Academy likes to do that. The Academy likes to.
But it's not time for this guy. He's like 28.
No, but they like to see.
He's like 50.
You know, what happens
He's not
with
50?
I swear to God, Colin Firth is like 50. Please look it up. You guys have
$10. I'll give you 48. You think he's older 48?
I think he's older than 48.
$10.
Okay.
We'll look it up
All
right now. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
I think it is time, or I think that the Academy likes to time things out. It's this very, again, as much as they like to try and get this younger group as involved, they, you know, historically will look at someone who's had.
It's a great time for the internet not to be working. Okay, continue.
They'll look at somebody who's had a couple of nominations, who's been around for a while, and then they get a nomination for something that's kind of big, and then they'll say, well, you know, we didn't give it to him before. They feel guilty. Let's give it to him now before something happens to him. They vote emotionally. As much as anything else, they vote emotionally.
Plus, he's great in this. Oh, and by the way, Colin Firth turned 50 last year. Thank you.
Frickin' 50 years old.
I told you.
So you bet that on Best Picture and you could get $1.
And I'll get a penny back. I'll get 2 cents back. But
I'm the worst gambler
ever. Maybe you should find a new hobby. No, but he's great in this. And it could have been like mawkish and heavy-handed and obvious. And he's very subtle and very lovely. And I'm a fan.
By the way, that guy looks good for 50.
He goes to the gym.
Man, he looks sharp. So, by the way, you got to bet $2,000 on Colin Firth to win 100. He's that big a favorite. 8-1 for James Franco, 9-1 for Jesse Eisenberg. Obviously, he's going to win. This race is over. Best actress.
I would say Natalie Portman, which is also sort of an obvious thing. She's won everything. But then there's also this Annette Bening school of thought. Speaking of the it's time theory, there is the Annette Bening school of thought. This is what, her 4th nomination?
Her 4th nomination. She's never won, and she's doing, you know, again, to get into cliches, she's doing what the Academy likes. She's playing an older woman. She's showing her age. She's not made up in this movie. She doesn't look glamorous. And when actresses do things that don't look glamorous, the Academy likes that. They want to honor that.
Annette Bening's also over 50.
Yeah,
for those of you keeping score at home.
I mean, she's awesome. I mean, as good a role, her performance in American Beauty was as good as it gets. I think that Annette Bening and Edie Falco are the 2 best sort of grown-up working actresses we have in this country. Natalie Portman's going to win. You got to bet 1,000 to win 100 on Natalie Portman. She's a prohibitive favorite. Annette Bening is 3-1. I'd love it if she won. No knock on Natalie Portman.
You know what though? Her role is tougher, and Annette Bening, as lovely and graceful as she is in Kids Are All Right, is pretty one note.
Yes, I agree. It's not.
And Natalie Portman has that arc, and you know, famously danced every day for 10 hours a day for 10 months beforehand. It's a tougher part, physically and psychologically. I think she should win.
But Annette Bening, Annette Bening needs to win. I mean, her body of work ought to have an Oscar.
Right.
By the way, you know who should have
I think that's the way the Academy votes. I'm going with the upset on this one. I'm calling this one for Annette Bening.
Wow, that would be
bold.
Very, very bold. Very, very bold. By the way, you know who should have another Oscar, by the way? I mean, like...
Cary Grant?
No. Meryl. Who'd you say?
Cary Grant.
Totally, man. He needs another one.